You know, right now as we speak, there's this massive, colossal battle for tech supremacy being fought all over the globe. And I'm not just talking about some boardroom drama. No, this is a war that's waged in these giant cloud data centers. It's happening on your very doorstep with delivery drones, and it's even inside the algorithms that are deciding what you see and what you buy every single day.
So the big question is, if we had to, pick just one winner, a single champion today, who would it be? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut through all the hype, all the noise, and find out. Okay, first up, let's get a look at the contenders. You've got Amazon, right? The everything store, the king of the cloud. Then there's Walmart, the absolute behemoth of retail. And coming from China, you can't ignore these guys. Alibaba, the e-commerce emperor over there. Tencent, the overlord of the super app. And of course, the new kid on the block that's shaking everything up, the viral disruptor, Byte. I mean, every single one of these is a giant, no question.
And look, they all have just incredible power, right? The pockets are super deep, and they all have these massive global ambitions. But when you really dig into the data, like as of right now, one of these companies, well, it just stands head and shoulders above the rest. It's really in a league of its own.
And that company is Amazon. Yeah, I know, it's a bold claim, but stick with me because over the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly why Amazon is the undisputed champion and how it's pulling away from the competition.
All right, let's kick things off with the first battleground, the retail cage match. This is the classic showdown, right? It's Amazon versus its oldest, biggest rival, Walmart.
And man, their strategies could not be more different. It's like digital empire versus physical fortress. Amazon, they built this entire thing from the ground up, completely online. But Walmart, it's a brick and mortar titan. And what it's doing is pretty smart. It's weaponizing its 10,000 plus stores, basically turning them into these little fulfillment hubs everywhere.
And when you look at the online world, the digital storefront, the gap is it's huge. I mean, Amazon isn't just winning, it's dominating. It controls a staggering 37.6% of the entire US e-commerce market. And Walmart, for all its power, is way behind online, sitting at just 6.4%. It's a whole different ballgame.
But wait, here's Walmart's trump card, 90%. What's that? That's the percentage of Americans who live within 10 miles of a Walmart. Think about that. This isn't just about having a lot of stores. It's a massive strategic advantage. It's their weapon for that super critical last-mile delivery. You can do curbside pickup, handle returns easily. It's something a pure online player just can't replicate. It's basically their answer to Amazon's massive logistics machine.
Okay, but retail, that's really only half the story. If you want to understand Amazon's real power, where the true dominance comes from, you have to look under the hood at its secret weapon. I'm talking about its incredibly profitable cloud division, Amazon Web Services, or AWS.
And this right here gets to the absolute core of Amazon's strategy. There's this great quote from strategist Claudia Reid that just nails it. Cloud profits subsidize e-com dominance, a flywheel no one replicates. Think about what that means. The insane profits from AWS are basically paying for its e-commerce business to grow, to undercut competitors on price, and to innovate at a pace that nobody else can even dream of matching.
And let me be clear, AWS is the undisputed king of the cloud. It's got 30% of the entire global market. That puts it way ahead of its closest competitors, Microsoft's Azure and Google Cloud. This is not some little side hustle for Amazon. This is the financial engine that powers the whole empire. Okay, let's break this down for a second. First, just look at the raw revenue number for AWS. We're talking over $116 billion. That's massive. But, and this is a big but, look over at that growth column. Microsoft's Azure is growing way faster, somewhere between 26 and 35%, and a lot of that is being supercharged by the whole AI boom. So what does this tell us? Yeah, AWS is the big boss right now, the incumbent. But this war for the cloud? Oh, it is far from over.
So, we've seen how fierce the battle is in the West. But what about the titans from China? I mean, these companies are incredibly powerful. So why aren't they just taking over the whole world? Well, the answer comes down to something we can call the Great Firewall, or more broadly, these geopolitical moats.
So what is a geopolitical moat? Well, think of it like this. It's a whole collection of barriers. You've got regulations, political issues, problems just getting into certain markets. All of it makes it super, super difficult for a Chinese company like Alibaba or Tencent to really expand into, say, the US market. And, by the way, it works the other way around too.
Now, don't get me wrong, in their home turf, these companies are absolute emperors. You've got Alibaba, the OG of e-commerce, and now it has this huge AI and cloud infrastructure too. Then there's Tencent.
Its power comes from WeChat, which isn't just an app, it's the entire digital life for over 1 billion people. And then there's ByteDance, the master of viral AI. Their algorithms are so good, they're literally changing the way we discover stuff and buy things online.
So, at the end of the day, even though this trio basically owns the digital soul of Asia, those geopolitical moats act like invisible walls, keeping them siloed. And because they're contained, it prevents a real global takeover, which, you guessed it, leaves the door wide open for a company like Amazon.
So let's put it all together. You take that massive retail dominance, you add in the cash printing machine that is AWS, and you factor in that its biggest international rivals are basically contained, what do you end up with? You get Amazon's ultimate weapon. It's called the flywheel.
Okay, this flywheel idea is the key to everything. It's the engine of the whole empire, and each piece makes the next piece spin faster. So here's how it works. Step 1. It starts with the loyalty of over 300 million Prime members. Step 2. Every single time they click, every time they buy something, that's more fuel, more data for Amazon's AI. Step 3. That data makes the AI get smarter and smarter. Step 4, that same AI optimizes their insane logistics network, making deliveries even faster. And what's the result? Step 5, that speed and convenience makes you even more loyal, and the whole cycle starts over again, but this time, it's spinning even faster.
So you see, this isn't just some clever business model on a whiteboard. It's a self-reinforcing loop. It's a cash-generating machine that just keeps printing money, and that money is what allows Amazon to fund innovation and compete like crazy in every single arena. We're talking retail, cloud, AI, you name it.
But a king's throne is never totally secure, is it? There are some serious threats looming on the horizon. First, you've got ByteDance. Its e-commerce business is growing at a mind-blowing 80% year over year. That's a real threat. Then there's the government. Antitrust regulators in the US and Europe are circling, and that could lead to a forced breakup. And finally, there's the AI arms race. To stay on top, you have to spend insane amounts of money. We're talking $50 billion or more every year just to keep up.
So yes, Amazon is absolutely winning today. There's no doubt about it. But the tech world moves fast, right? The game is always changing. With a disruptor like ByteDance growing so explosively and regulators knocking at the door, it makes you wonder, could the script totally flip by 2030? Will Amazon still be wearing the crown?